Previously on PolyArmoury.
It's 7 a.m, you've just come out of the rave. Everyone's
Oh.
exhausted, maybe got like a cup of coffee from a nearby place.
You got me. I got confused between the reality and the fiction.
After a couple of days, you come to the first big cave. And you'll know, cave like this is where people live. These are towns, these are cities.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no lights on. And there's a sickly sweet smell. And anyone who's got dark vision
I do.
can see destroyed buildings. During your investigation, one thing you do notice is you previously went to, I think it was Turtown, after that had been hit, and there was that distinct smell of barbecue. There were, slightly charred corpses everywhere.
Yeah.
There's none of that here.
Are there no corpses at all?
Not a body in sight. No bodies anywhere. And after a day or so more, you come across another big cave. Another huge, empty cave with not a bone amongst them, not a corpse, much the same, destroyed.
Is that the barbecue smell this time, or just the sweet smell?
There is a bit of the sweet smell. You can hear a noise, like a humming, muttering noise.
Oh. Oh no.
It sounds like a lot of people speaking all at once.
Oh no.
You can see what looks like someone very thin sitting on the floor in that sort of supplicant position, like on their knees, hands and knees, like bent right over touching the floor with their hands outstretched.
Oh yeah, sort of kneeling in, like, completely protestated prayer.
Head touching the ground, arms straight out ahead. Amongst all of the sounds that you can hear, amongst all of the muttering and chanting from this dead piles of bones everywhere, you hear the phrase, Father of Bones. As you approach the very centre of town,
Yeah.
you are struggling not to trip over the constant piles of bones.
Yeah.
And there in the centre of town is this structure made of bones.
Okay.
It appears almost like just spikes pointing up towards the centre of the roof of the cavern, and just surrounded by these piles of bones in the prayer position.
Can we enter the structure?
It doesn't appear to have any form of entrance.
I want to break this open. I want to meet Bone Daddy.
Does Bone Daddy think? Have you tried brain thinking it?
I tried brain thinking of Bone Daddy.
So we've just abandoned calling it Father of Bones, have we?
The chanting seems to get louder, and the pile seems to unfold into this huge, horrifying structure with almost butterfly wings or dragonfly wings. And it looks down upon you, and you roll initiative.
Are we about to be punished by Dada?
Oh.
Why?
It's a bone devil.
Yeah, Bone Devil.
It's coming down for another swoop. As it's about to claws just about to touch your face, the witch bolt connects and you just dust. And all the skeletons drop to the floor.
I like to think there is about the distance between me and the skeleton as there would be if I was doing one of those plasma balls. It's just a little layer of glass in between. It's like, zap, 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 zap.
It's raining dust.
That was a person once, it's raining dust.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Snow Monkey Radio and Curiosity Epidemics PolyArmoury!
Yay!
It's true. It's so nice. I feel so relaxed. I can finally talk about the fact that Trash Boy and Mittens are in this show.
Indeed, even though by the time people hear this, they'll be like, of course they are, they were back months ago.
Exactly. But that'll date this episode nicely. There you go.
Yeah, we recorded this about when that episode aired.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm very glad that we can finally reveal that and stop beating around the bush.
I mean, we weren't being subtle.
No, but nobody knew about Mittens. So yeah. When last we left you, you had defeated the Bone Daddy.
Oh, Bone Daddy.
You'd been to Bone Town, and you dealt with that.
You dealt with old Daddy Bones.
Oh, old Daddy Bones. Well, I'm glad everyone got as boned as they wanted to, and not a second more.
No, I was down to like 6 HP. I could have done with being boned a little bit less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not consent to this. Less boning, please. So you are trundling on through the Underdark. I don't know if Dusty's ever considered using a torch, or if Dee's ever admitted that maybe a torch would be nice, or any form of light. I don't know. I'm just very concerned that basically 2 people in this party have just gone the last two days sitting on the edge of the cart going, I don't know what's happening. Every noise in the dark could be anything.
We don't, though.
I mean, just his entire life to this point has not been knowing what's happening, so
It's
why
just
break
like,
the habit?
la 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 la.
I think for the sake of the rest of the party, I think Brilmara has established some torches at the back of the
Nice.
back of the cart, not the front. Blind you, that sort of light. Oh,
Absolutely. So yeah, you've cunningly placed light. You can have inspiration for that.
yay!
Hooray.
Cunning for me, for the drivers behind me on their carts. They
Fuck
can be
them.
like, it's like
Yeah.
it's like you've got your
High beams. Yeah, fuck
exactly. But I'm only doing rear high beams, so it's fine.
I've got superior dark vision. This is a lot to deal with. Ah! So you're trundling through the Underdark. You've finally started to get to towns that haven't been completely trashed. And people are starting to distribute themselves off into this. And you've also passed a cave that you're very familiar with some little glowing mushrooms in.
Oh, is this
This is where you went to Fairy Forest
Fairy Forest?
a
That's
long,
the
long
name.
time ago. It's not
Yeah.
on now.
Pardon?
It's not on now.
No.
No, but it's like, I know these mushrooms
Yeah.
with their glowingness.
Okay. That was the first place where I did any dab stuff, wasn't it?
It was the first place you did any dab stuff.
We have a bit of a nosy. Just be like, anyone around here?
Sure.
That'd be a roll for that of some kind.
Yeah, just have an investigate.
Investigate. 7.
Okay.
I'm going to use that inspiration to turn that into a 17.
Okay. So you can see that there is some kind of force field up around the crystal formation behind the bar.
Yeah.
The bar's not there at the moment, but you know roughly where it should be.
Yeah.
Obviously, no furnishings around here. It looks like they clean up after themselves very well.
Oh, that's good.
And they're very responsible rave doers.
Yeah.
Yay.
But like you're having little flashes in your memory of, hey, this is where we saw the person teaching me dabbing. That's where the smoking area was.
Yeah.
That's where I passed out having done Purple Worm.
Yeah, that definitely was the majority of my time at that event.
That's where Captain Simeon was playing all the instruments.
Yes.
Yeah,
Huh.
it was a lovely time. You had a lovely time, and you briefly lost some of your powers as a result of your last time here.
Yeah. Anything here that could be a sign that could lead me towards, like, maybe a person who taught me dab magic could teach me more dab magic.
Nothing you can see here.
No, they haven't left like their wallet accidentally with their ID and their home address in it. If found, please return to.
Nope.
Okay. Is there anyone around here I can talk to that might know?
No one around here. It looks like it's just a cave to pass by.
Okay, I guess we get back on the track for now.
And so returning to the caravan with various people. A few people have talked about Reds, about heading to Reds as a place they knew. Some of these people have lost their homes, so it's a thing, possibly some kind of refuge that they're talking about.
Okay, can we ask them what it is?
If you would like to.
Hi, what's Reds?
I'd like to imagine that is exactly how Brilmara starts the conversation.
I mean, sorry, hello, I'm Brilmara. I should probably have introduced myself. Curious, what's Reds?
Reds is where I went to school for a bit to learn some magical skills there.
Yeah?
Of course, it wasn't at Reds at the time, it was like a proper magic school. But Red moved in and sort of took it over for the people.
Who's Red?
Old Reds. He's got a proper name, but we all just call him Old Reds. Weird old knoll fella, big beard and his shanker.
Is this going to be a case where that's someone's, rave name and it's the person who taught me dab magic, maybe? Can I remember the description of the man who taught me dab magic?
The man who taught you dab magic was a slender human, unusual for the Underdark, who was wearing a pink suit jacket, blue dungarees, and big stumpy boots that had flowers painted on them.
Can I ask the people who know about Reds if there's anyone fitting this description there?
I mean, there certainly wasn't when I was at school there, but who knows? I mean, Red's been looking after the place for a while.
Okay. Magic school doesn't seem like a bad idea of a place to go and try and learn dab magic.
It's certainly got to be better than the last school you went to.
I mean, the last school, I was a bit out of it.
Yes, and you were Susan Spud or Sally Spud.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, I was thinking back to the fairy forest. Yeah, was not a good time to try and learn new things.
It wasn't the best time.
I mean, other than the experience of Brilmara.
But you very definitely locked into your head what the actions were, even if at that time you couldn't perform them.
Yeah.
So you had time to practice them later, which is why you have acquired some of the skills you have, such as Cure Wounds and Colour Splash.
Yeah. Okay. Group, any objection to me nosying around magic school a bit?
No.
I think that's a great idea, Brilmara.
So you head off following the people that are heading towards Reds.
Yes.
Do you anything y'all want to chat about on your way there?
I know Brilmara is crossing her fingers that the people that she might end up at school with would be more pleasant than the ones when she was Susan Spud. It's fucking kids.
Oh, little Susan Spud. Do ask if Dusty is sure Dusty wants to go to school.
Yes. And he sort of looks conspiratorially around. Like, Seidel's closer to D, so Brilmara's out of earshot. It's not a subtle Seidel. It's like a pile of dirt just throwing itself in D's direction, but with the intent to Seidel.
Brilmara's, driving the cart and not looking backwards because that's where the bright light is, so I think you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when we were with the chipmunks? And we went to see the bloke in the forest with the lovely rockery.
It was a very lovely rockery.
Was a very lovely rockery, disembodied voice. And Brilmara got all excited about talking to potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I really want to learn how to get her to talk to a potato.
Dee will smile and pat Dusty on the head. That's very sweet of you.
Yeah, I've remembered it for a really long time as well. I'm pretty sure it's starting to hurt. And he points at a part of his skull. This bit, kind of sore. I think that's where the remembering is. Someone should tell science.
Dee will give Dusty a kiss on the head part.
Kiss is better.
That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
Dusty does a little purr and sort of somehow ends up sat underneath Dee, just being the big spoon. He's got his emotional support. Dee is very happy.
Is Dee just a teddy bear now? Just hug.
I mean, anything that Dusty can love will be teddy bear.
I think it's
true.
what Brilmara asks back to Dee. Dee, anything that you want... We're doing a lot of stops on this road trip for me. Are there any stops that you want to make while we're on the road trip? Any little sideways service stations you want to stop at, etc.?
Sideways. No.
Want to get a tasty rat at some point?
Oh, well, it's not a real road trip if we don't get a tasty rat.
Yeah.
It's been quite the adventure with you all. And I've realized that we will get to meet some very interesting people. I hope to run across some gods again. And Dee's being a little bit coy with this. But there's definitely a mischievous look.
Well, we probably will run across some gods again. And on a completely separate note, I do know you like a mischief.
Me? No.
Well, yeah, you.
Bigger mischievous look.
Brilmara takes a second to cotton on and, oh, you do know that you're mischievous. You're being... Okay.
Just not saying it in front of the gods.
Dusty hasn't cottoned on at all. He's just sort of looking at the scrytome and looking back at Dee. Like, we've got Trash Boy's number. If you want to talk to a god, we just can.
But I like Trash Boy.
I think Brilmara's cottoned on enough to be like, you want to have a role in whatever happens with the downfall of downfall of gods.
Mm-hmm.
At that moment, there is some ruckus up ahead.
Oh no, not ruckus.
A small ruckus is occurring.
Oh.
It seems that no one can get through the tunnel ahead, and there is apparently some form of roadblock ahead going on.
Dusty's going to go and try and lift it.
Okay, Dusty, you get out the cart and go past the couple of carts in front of you, and there is, even for a halfling, a very small halfling trying to push the back of a cart, which is halfway through some doors, trying to push a very large metal cylinder thing through these doors. And sitting not far from this scene is a multicoloured cat creature, some sort of quadruped, looking kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Would this be a rainbow
Battle link.
battle lynx?
You could describe it as a rainbow battle lynx, yes.
I wonder who the character associated with that might be.
Who could say? But whoever this dishevelled-looking halfling is, they're currently trying to push a large cylinder on the back of a cart through a door that is clearly too small for it.
Upon the realization that this is who it appears to be, Brilmara is going to go head over and hopefully be recognised.
They are very busy trying to push this thing through the door.
Brilmara will attempt to help push and then go, hi.
Oh, it's you in it. What, rushed me from Craig Manor?
Yes, hello, hi. Can I do a strength roll to try and help push?
You can.
Okay, am I any good at this? 11!
The door is too small to get this thing through.
I think the door's too small to get this through.
Can Dusty help TM?
Dusty, give me an investigation roll.
I was going to try strength to see if he was strong enough to defeat physics. I've rolled a 7 on investigation. I think the plan still stands.
Yeah, you can't see anything wrong with this.
Just rolled a 13 on strength.
There is a slight crunching sound
Oh no.
as the front of this cylinder thing is slightly squished into the doorframe.
Does anyone know engineering and structural integrity? Because I could blight the wall. Make
No.
the door bigger.
What does Blight do?
Big damage.
Oh, just damage, okay.
This is big damage.
So you just want to see if destroying this
Can
wall
I
will...
make a hole in the wall that is essentially a bigger doorway that this can get through, or would I bring down the cave system on top of us if I tried?
And would you damage the thing that you're trying to push
Oh yeah,
through
what's
the door?
the thing you're trying to push through the door? How rough can we be with this?
Well, I nicked it from Odman's.
Yeah.
Nicked it from the Knolls. Don't know what they were doing with it, but it looked
Oh,
dangerous.
Oh shit! We probably shouldn't damage this. I think I know what this might be.
Yeah?
Does it have any?
Is it
kind
worth
of-
anything?
It is to me. I've been on the lookout for this.
Cool. Can we blow it up?
Yes.
I am on board with this plan, but also it is mine.
Okay. Is upon some investigation, is there anything that would suggest this is the love bomb?
Roll investigation.
Yeah. I'm looking for just like a big pink cartoon Valentine's Day heart somewhere on it. Investigation, you say?
Mm-hmm.
13.
Having investigated as much as you can of this, because it's sort of wedged into a door, you can't see the front of it because it's on the front of the cart.
Yeah.
But at investigating around it, you think you can see a little hand-painted signature that says, "The Eye Lives."
Okay. Right.
IGH, LVS.
Yeah, the High Elves.
Who knows? Who could say? It could be anything.
It could be
Ooh,
anything.
that little twinge of guilt.
Can we get this backed out the way it came? Temporarily. so we're not
Brilmara, no
causing-
guilt. You could try. Strength roll as a group.
Yeah, just so that we can, like, let people get past and people don't stop and realise we have this.
9. Dusty gave it his all on the first try.
4.
15.
Ellie rolls an 11. That is a group victory, just about.
Yay!
So we managed to unwedge it backwards.
You've managed to unwedge it backwards.
Okay.
And I should point out at this point, yes, this is Eleanor Finder. As usual, she's got a twig in her blonde hair that's all messy and sticks up in several different directions. She's wearing her little leather dungarees. She doesn't look like she's wearing much underneath it. She's got her twin hand axes sort of tucked into her belt. And the battle lynx is, of course, Sir Nomington Pawsworth. The beautiful rainbow battle lynx. That is her usually her mount.
Previously seen on Season 1 of PolyArmoury.
Yeah, I think it's been mentioned at some point in the season as well.
Yeah, probably.
Who can say?
Yes, okay. Can we get this thing at the very least away from the main thoroughfare for a minute?
Not really. It's quite a narrow pathway.
Ooh,
Like
Okay.
you can like wave people past you now that it's not trying to do a left turn into a wall.
Okay, so the knowledge we have about this thing is if we set this off, it should kill Dendar.
Potentially. I mean, you don't know that for certain.
Okay. And do we know if it's safe to set it off, like, with people nearby, or do we need to get a distance away before we set it
You
off?
don't know that.
Okay.
All you know is that it's called the Spore Bomb, and that they were building it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the doorway just like stone?
It's a large wooden door set into a... I wouldn't say stone, it looks like sort of particularity. Like, this wasn't always as small an entrance as it has been, and they've sort of packed it out with whatever they could find. Like, it's probably quite thick,
Yeah.
but it's definitely not stone.
So, how did you say you came upon this?
I nicked it from the Knolls. Obman's. Obman's not around no more, so, yeah, figured I'd have a nosy around one of the warehouses.
Okay.
There it was.
Well, this thing has the power to basically make it so no one ever has nightmares again? Just eradicating nightmares as a concept is my understanding of this thing.
So it's like Purple Worm.
Yeah, what if Purple Worm the nuclear weapon?
Huh. I don't know what a nuclear weapon is.
Neither do I. I don't know what I even...
But, yeah, alright, yeah. Do you know anything about it beyond that?
Not as much as I would like to know how to safely make use of it.
We should probably ask Red. He's very smart about these things.
Okay. I don't want to leave this unattended and Red's is on the other side of that doorway.
Yeah.
Dusty
We can wait
is...
with it. Dee offered to wait with the tin.
That's it.
Well, let's see if we can come up with any other ideas. What were you saying?
Dusty has gone on an adventure to try and find someone who knows how to make small magic.
What, like enlarge reduce?
Like in large Jews.
Like
Yeah.
enlarge reduce.
Does
Dusty
anyone
might not
have
know what
enlarge
it's called,
reduce?
but he's got the idea.
Has he advised
Does
us
he
of
call it
this, or
Biggie
did he just
Smalls?
wander?
I mean, you probably heard him ask the closest people that were stood there watching and not casting that spell. Because I feel like he lacks the insight to realise that if they could, they would have.
Dusty, do you want to investigate that wall again?
11!
It's dirt and rocks. Well, pebbles. It's a sort of aggregate.
I know a man who can do something with that.
Yeah. As a dirt expert, I think you should be should be all right with that one for an 11.
Yeah. Dusty's going to pretend to be cooler than he is just going to lean on the wall, and the wall's going to start just shifting and collapsing away behind him.
See, this is better than my plan, which had been Dimension Door and being like, between me and D, are we strong enough to hold this bomb to teleport it?
I have been thinking Dimension Door, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to carry items that you're going to teleport with you.
Oh, goodness.
I was like, between me and D, do we have the carry capacity? No.
Oh, now I'm imagining while this, like... Well, if I pick this end up and you pick that end up, and if we both cast at the same time, can we make a wider door? And behind you, the doorway's just melting.
Dude, yeah, it's like, well, if all four of us carry it, could we lift it as a 4 maybe, and then 2 of us use Dimension Door to bring the other 2 with us?
At this point, the wall has been structurally altered enough that the door has just sort of fallen flat on the floor.
Structurally.
We turn around.
I did it!
Dusty! Thank you, Dusty. You saved us having to do carrying maths.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm sorry, love. If I realised there was maths, I'd have been quicker.
Alright, I guess we'll get someone to fix the door later. Anyway, let's get this in. Come on, Nummy.
Before we do we have anything, any of us, that we can use to disguise what this is? So it feels like a big thing to be just wandering around with.
D's got a disguise kit. Maybe you could stick like a moustache on it or something.
Yes!
Monsieur Vessel.
Oh. Also, on my character sheet, Dusty has some tuna. I imagine at this point it's closer to tuna jerky.
I mean, it's in a tin, so you got it from the cat food store from when you saved people from the musical cats.
As long as it's okay with Eleanor, Dusty is going to go and introduce himself to the battle lynx. You're right there.
It looks a bit world weary.
Oh, yeah, I get it. You're fucking beautiful, though. Would it be okay if I gave you some food and or a pet?
Nomi seems to think about this for a moment and then does you a little nuzzle on the leg.
Oh, Dusty
Cats,
gives
cats,
excellent scritches and also some tuna.
Yay!
You have made a new friend.
I would kill for this new friend.
Until they are hungry
fluffy.
again.
That's okay, I've still got another can of tuna.
Okay, are you heading in, or are you putting a moustache on this thing? And
Oh,
Putting
yeah.
a moustache on the thing.
Regardless of efficacy, D wants to put the mustache on the tin.
No one will ever recognize me. Hercule the Tin.
I think Brilmara is thinking of doing a bit of a colour splash on it and be like, oh, it's a very big, hippie speaker for a music venue. Yep,
Wink.
covered in tie-dye. And she's colour splashed the words like, definitely a speaker onto the side of it.
Amazing.
The mustache is ironic.
Yeah.
I see. It looks like a Grateful Dead concert.
Yeah.
So you take the vessel inside, the spore bomb inside, and Ellie goes to sort of pop it in like a shed.
I'm thinking I'm going to put the immovable rod behind it to stop it from being physically able to be moved out the way.
Cunning.
Like, just so that even if someone does find it, it's got the parking brake on.
Okay. You realise if somebody finds the parking brake, they'll just turn it off.
Oh, they can turn off my immovable rod?
Yes.
Oh, I thought
It's
only
just
I...
a button.
Oh, I thought, like, that was the thing I had control over.
No, it's just a button.
Oh, okay, I don't do that.
What if you tape the button down, though?
It will move very, very slowly. As it toggles constantly.
I retract my what I thought was a smart idea.
You press the button again and then remove the
Yes.
smart idea rod. Okay.
Dusty's going to bury the door slightly just to make it a fucking inconvenience.
Oof.
People hate that.
You do.
You've got to be very motivated to inconvenience yourself.
Brilmara's going to colour splash "Do not enter zombies" or something in painted text on the door.
So, you find yourself in a large courtyard in front of a very grand, old-looking building. Like, the architectural style is very classic. Not something you would expect to see. It looks even older than Croak Manor. Although you get the impression that perhaps Croak Manor was built to look old rather than actually being old. Like an American castle.
Yeah.
Call down.
You know it's true, though.
Yes.
There appears to have once been some kind of crest above the door. I think it maybe involved griffins. Now it seems to be just the face of a cat in multiple colours next to some kind of crudely constructed tower? Guillotine, maybe? Some kind of construction.
Aha!
Ellie appears to be walking back towards the main entrance. You coming?
Yep, coming.
As you head in, you are almost bumped into by a familiar face. Alright, Brilmara. That's a very snazzy hat.
Is this,
This is Aaron,
Aaron?
who we mentioned earlier somehow.
Oh, heck, Aaron.
Alright, Brilmara, you found the hat then?
Yes, I did. Were you expecting me to find the hat?
Well, I mean, you've got the tattoo, right? So you're supposed to find the hat?
Yeah, can you tell me more about what the fuck is going on with the hat? I don't entirely know what's going on with the hat.
You did not find the instruction manual with it.
I did not find the instruction manual for the hat.
No, I don't think there was one, I'll be honest. Maybe a washing tag or something like that. Nothing special. Yeah, you're like the chosen one. Yeah, you know.
You could have written that on the hat. Someone could have written that on the hat.
I didn't make the hat. This is the Galaxy Snapback.
The Galaxy Snapback.
Yeah, the snazzy hat.
The snazzy hat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, you've got to complete your training and stuff. And then, you know, maybe you'll be able to summon, like, oh hi, how do.
A what?
Oh hi, how do.
A hi, how do?
Yeah. It's supposed to be your steed in the ultimate battle thing. You know, all of that stuff. Prophecy.
That's a prophecy.
Yeah.
That's a prophecy.
Yeah, you're gonna be, like, the most powerful dab wizard in all creation. Lots of rainbows
Dabbing
and
was
stuff.
a thing I learned at a rave before I got really high and passed out.
Yeah, I remember teaching you all about it.
Yeah.
Dusty's just nodding
You-
proudly in the background, like there was never any doubt in his mind that if she wanted to be, Brilmara could have been the best dab wizard in the world.
Are you sure that it's not like someone in the team with me, like one of these two?
He
something.
takes you at your arm by the wrist and points at the tattoo. That right there is a glimmer. You are Muad Dab, and you're wearing the snazzy hat Dabarak.
If you look at Dusty's arm real close, there's a cluster of bits of slightly darker than the rest of it that kind of look like that.
It's lovely to meet you, Dusty. You are Muad Dab,
Hey!
the Dab Messiah, the chosen one, prophesied.
Is there a book on this or something I can read and sit and take this in for a minute? Because this is a lot.
Well, I can certainly help with the actual dabbing bits, but old Red will probably be able to, you know, give you, like, a few hints here and there. He knows more of the lore and was here when this was still a school.
Okay.
Now it's more of a workers' cooperative.
Okay. Can I come back after I've had the lore dump and maybe asked about what to do about something I need to deal with maybe before I do this?
Sure, you know. I mean, you are the chosen one. I guess the prophecy just waits for you. It happens when you happen to make it happen.
That's Dusty D. Help! This is a lot.
Would you like a hug?
Yes.
Let's have one of your stress rolls.
That's a 15.
Well done. You're doing very well at this. You haven't had a problem with anything for a while.
I'm holding it in. I'm holding it in.
So you got a very lovely oxytocin-filled hug from Aaron.
Brilmara looks to Dee and Dusty in a sort of, please join this hug. This is a lot.
Dusty's just impressed about the mount's name. When you're riding it, you're going to be top of the morning.
Hey.
After some confusion and stunned silence, I think Brilmara's gonna go. I'm willing to entertain the notion this is a thing. I feel like there is definitely, if there's a prophecy, there's a thing I probably have to do before I can come learn anything else. There's a thing that feels like in a narrative it would be a roadblock to the success of a prophecy if one exists. Okay. I'll gonna go talk to Red. If that's alright.
Sure thing, you know. Ellie has sparked up some dove leaf, passed it to Aaron. Aaron offers it to you before you leave.
Brilmara has a little bit.
Had you pass it back to them or around your group or what?
I offer it to the other two. I don't know if they're as in need of it as I am right now.
Dusty's not in need of it. He's just reassuring you that you don't have to do any prophecies if you don't want.
I mean,
Aw.
I do like to be powerful, but also that's a lot of pressure. But also that is a potential way out of a situation that was... Timing has occurred. Things have happened in timing with each other.
I mean, that's kind of how prophecies work, isn't it?
Yeah.
All sort of comes together at the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Brilmara's basically just sat here like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Yeah, the whole trying to kill Dendar maybe by setting off the spore bomb thing, that's gonna have to fucking happen, huh? That's no longer just a thing that's hypothetical that Brilmara keeps telling herself she'll do. It's like, oh, I gotta do it now. Go see Red. Go see
You're going to go see Red.
Go see
Okay.
Red. Go see Red.
So Ellie takes her smoke back, has a couple of pulls, hands it off to Aaron, and leads you through the building. There's this huge grand staircase. It's like big oak stairs. It's very impressive, but she does not lead you up the stairs to the top of this grand building. She leads you to the little cupboard under the stairs. She knocks on the door, and there's like a... is that yes or what? Yes, come in. She opens the door, and there it is, in this tiny little cubby, there's like a big soft armchair, and it looks like this is the smallest reading nook ever. There is an old, like shrunken from age gnoll, with his huge, wild, bushy beard, and long, bushy, white, grey hair, salt and pepper hair, poking out from under a Yashanka. They've basically surrounded themselves with soft furnishings and books. What can I do for you, Ellie? What do you want? Did you get the thing you were looking for? Yeah, it was, I got the thing. This lot, reckon I know what it is. Some kind of bomb.
Hi.
And what is your name, young lady?
My name is Brilmara. I have a tattoo and a hat, and apparently you can tell me stuff about that. Also, we think we have a spore bomb.
This is a lot to take in.
Yeah, you're telling me it's a lot to take in, right?
He reaches over to like the one side of the chair and pulls out little stools to hand into the hallway so that you can all sit down if you want.
Oh, yes, please.
Stool time.
And he takes a swig from a little hip flask and offers it round.
Brilmara, I think, is good after the dove leaf. Just...
Do you, Dusty?
Dee feels like they need to be clear of mind right now to support Brilmara.
Yeah, Dusty's on emotional support Dusty duty.
Mm-hmm.
Suit yourselves. He's very good.
I'm sure.
And has another quick nip.
Tell you what, I might have a bit after all of this.
Sure. Where we start? Where you want to start?
So apparently there's prophecy.
Yes. Let me see. And he's sort of thumbing through books. There appears to be like a little shelf just above the door.
Oh.
Like all of it, he squeezes himself into this tiny space and fills it with books.
That sounds adorable. I want one. That sounds lovely.
A little book nook.
Yeah.
He grabs it and grabs a book down, has a flick through, and it appears to be like a diary of notes, like someone's personal note taking as opposed to a proper printed book.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, prophecy. So you have the hat. Yep, that's good. You lost powers at some point, yes? No power?
Yes.
Yep, okay. Chosen one. Rejected by parents?
Yeah.
Yes, still that. Big change in life?
Yeah.
Yes, some problems with relationships. Okay. Lots of danger?
Yes.
Okay. Turned left at genocide.
Did turn left at genocide.
Good go.
Just about.
Alright. So, you kill God, summon the big one, and then you fight the different god. Much more powerful, it says here.
Okay, so I kill one god before I do anything. Yeah.
I mean, there's learning and stuff, but, we are magic school, sort of. We are workers cooperative, but people here can teach you magic if you are inclined to learn.
So, I'm just going to address this as quickly and simply as I can. I have maybe the resources and ability to maybe kill a god if I know how to do it right. I will probably not have powers, but this seems like a place that could teach me so
You
that
have the hat.
consequence won't last
You have
for
the
long.
tattoo.
Yes.
Okay, you can have power still. Different power, but very strong still.
Okay, so
No fear.
yeah. Funny you should say that. I don't know how long, how close an eye the fear-based, the nightmare-based snake god is paying attention to me right now. But that spore bomb.
Oh, good point. And he just does a little...
Oh, you can do that. Thank you.
Yes, we teach illegal magic here. It's not your class or whatever. Fuck it, we teach you.
Yay!
It's a workers' cooperative, so we don't care about that. Oh, only druid can learn this. Only warlock can learn this. If you want to learn a magic, someone here can teach you a magic.
I like this school.
Not too fancy here.
No. Okay, so that spore bomb is a bomb made of essentially purple worm that could stop everyone having nightmares.
Oh,
and
that shit is the bomb. We'll
Yeah.
fight that. That's
Yeah,
very
I
good.
have.
No more nightmares.
Yeah, so we think that maybe we can just eradicate the concept of nightmares, and with it, Dendar? Maybe?
How big is this bomb? You would need bomb size of city to do a whole planet.
How big is the one we've got?
It's about 15 foot across and maybe 20 foot long. It's a sort of metal cylinder
Okay.
with a slightly crunched in bit at one end where
Okay.
it was attemptedly squeezed through a door.
Okay, well, not that big. Could I try and take this directly to Dendar? Would that work?
Maybe that would help if you could get Dendar near to where you put bomb. I mean, you would need to trick a god into doing something probably not safe to do that, generally
trickery,
speaking.
trickery. We've got someone that's good at trickery.
These ears are twitching.
That is impressive. How you move ears independently.
Dee will shift
like this.
the ears.
You are very clever. I like you. You are a good friend.
So as far as Dendar knows, I am here to stop that bomb ever getting used, but I think we should use it on Dendar maybe so that...
So what you're saying is best perhaps if Dendar does not see you with bomb. Sees other people operating bomb and somehow is put somewhere specific.
I've got runes, I can do that.
Okay, so you could put summon Dendar somehow. If you could get Dendar to come to you. Because remember, you're not sending power through into the cave, I don't think.
I know I did that once. I scared the shit out of someone in a bar. The Celestial Tavern. I scared the shit out of some people.
Why you been to Celestial Town?
We were there. We're trying to help a god of chips to get rid of her hangover. God of hangover to be less. She wanted chips. It was a lot. We've had a long journey.
This is Pussmare.
Yeah.
Yes, likes a drink.
Yeah, we learned that.
Yes.
But yeah, no, we got Dendar to come out of a portal to scare the shit out of someone.
Okay, so we need some way to trick Dendar out of portal.
Yeah.
While, and you have to be out of the way, because Dendar will obviously, as you are a servant thereof, will be able to take from your mind, how you say.
Yeah.
So, you need some kind of magical amplifier for power of Spore Bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, crystal is probably best thing for Spore Bomb. Do you have, say, huge crystal that you could fire this out of?
Yes, there's a force field around it, but there is one.
How big is crystal?
It's a pretty big crystal, if I remember right. It's a pretty big crystal, isn't it?
It's quite long.
Yeah.
It's probably about 50 foot long that you can see where it's starting to form the crystal.
Okay.
But it's like 2 or 3 inches thick. And it clumps in places, but
I ask Red if that's enough.
you would probably need huge village-sized crystal, at least, if not city.
What about the one in the capital?
In Groibon, yeah, it's probably too solid though. You would need to get the bomb inside. Do you think you can hollow out this crystal?
Oh, there's a big fucking spider in it, that's fine.
Oh, there is hole already. Okay, well then
No, it's
I
full
guess...
of spiders.
Okay, well, he's full of spiders. Perhaps you can get them to help you move it up into crystal, and then you set off, and... you would certainly amplify across most of planet that crystal goes above and below ground, you know.
Okay. So we would need some way of tricking Dendar into coming above the surface in Groibon. How far are we from Groibon from here?
Day or so.
Okay. D, any thoughts on how we would trick Dendar above ground?
Doesn't have to be above ground.
Or,
All you've been told is that it will fire above and below because the
Sorry,
crystal has some protuberance
yes,
above ground.
my poor wording. When I say above ground, I did not mean actual surface of the planet. I meant out of the portal.
Out of the portal.
Physically into this realm.
I see. Out of their own plane.
Yeah.
The one that comes to mind is dependent on if she can be fooled by a disguise, an elaborate one.
You would have to be very good disguise.
Can D practice polymorphing into Brilmara like now?
If you've got the spell slots for it.
Yeah, I have the domain spell.
I thought you were a changeling.
Yeah, but I can't. D can't go more than 1 foot shorter or taller than they are
Yeah.
biologically.
Plus, polymorph is more. It's harder to detect that it's a forgery, I believe.
It's it's an entirely new form.
Yeah, you physically change rather than just do a hologram over yourself.
Yes.
Okay. What's your spellcasting modifier?
6.
I meant which.
Oh,
type.
wisdom.
Roll me a wisdom roll.
25.
That is very impressive. That is a pixel-perfect Brilmara. Tattoo and all. Perhaps you instead are Muad'Dab.
Oh no, I've lost the prophecy already.
Oh no! But I don't have the hat.
Brilmara puts the hat on D.
No!
Oh, what happened next? You switch each other around a few times and I have to guess who is the real one, and maybe I have crossbow pointed at you both. Oh, it's like the shows on the thing. Before the Scry Network went down.
Oh, yes.
No, before the Scry Network down. I used to watch on Little Quibi thing.
Oh, God. They had Quibi in the Underdark. Whoa.
Yep, they had Quibi.
Okay, I take the hat back. Yeah, what's your plan looking like me?
Well, if I can serve as a suitable distraction to after a summoning, that's about as far as I got. Some of these plans are very improv.
Thoughts I've had are, what if we entice Dendar out with the suggestion of we're going to scare an entire city's worth of people? Like, we set this up as...
Ooh, a feast.
Yeah.
A feast of fear.
That all of these people... we've got a whole group of people who are so relieved to be back after a huge pilgrimage and journey. It's been such a long way, and they're finally back to civilization, which is the perfect time to scare them shitless. If we use the caravan as bait...
Fright Fest. Yes.
Yeah. A lot of very newly relieved people. That wouldn't it be a wonderful thing to come out of a portal and terrify them? Right next to this big, beautiful symbol of hope, this big crystal that you just terrify them. It's like, it's so beautiful! Ah! Does it seem like a plan that would work? I'm not the trickery person.
I think that, well, D is the tricky person, but D also is not very familiar with Dendar.
What did Dendar want me to do with this bomb? Just
destroy it so that there was no risk of any more people not being able to have nightmares.
Yeah.
Maybe. So for it to be a very good lure, there should be a lot of compelling reasons. At least a few. If we were to tell Dendar that you found it and were destroying it, we could even create a fake to destroy with her. Create a fake to destroy with her there, and also have Fright Vest.
I had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Just separate thought to throw in the mix. Tell Dendar that we know where the bomb is, and that the most fitting punishment for the people who are trying to use the bomb is to scare them shitless, and to be like, hey, Dendar, don't you want to come out and terrify these people who, almost ruined all your plans?
Yes.
What a fitting punishment.
All at once.
And then, yeah. I'm trying to work out if we can fit that into make this all into one coherent plan.
So, have Dendar come out, cause people who have just been relieved to be terrified that they will never ever be safe by seeing the God of Nightmares come out from a portal and destroy a fake of the bomb that would stop them ever having to face a nightmare again. And then the real one in the crystal above detonates.
Okay. So fake bomb and prospect of big group of people to terrify. With a fake Brilmara, I will summon the portal and then fucking dimension door the fuck out of there. Get as far away as I can so that Dendar doesn't have a moment to realise, wait a second, something's not right here.
Mm-hmm.
And to glance into my head right then and there to see what it is.
I mean, surely we should have Dusty on standing in front duty, because anyone who's glanced into that head, it's just an empty library. Sorry, I was being silly. Go on.
No. Red, does this seem like a plan that would successfully kill a god? You seem to know a lot.
One of you would probably have to be there to entice Dendar. One would have to be to set off the bomb. Only problem is perhaps best person to do both is you, Brilmara.
Well,
if you could maybe get Dendar, and then as soon as Dendar arrive, you have your decoy,
yeah.
and you go off and deal with bomb while decoy deals with the big snake.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So if you're happy to be the decoy...
Ah, decoy, I like it.
Finger guns.
Decoy. I will make the portal and then dimension door into the spider realm to go activate the spore bomb. Seem like we got a plan?
It's as good a plan as any.
Okay. I will come back because apparently there's a prophecy and I'm probably going to have no magic when I come back, or very limited magic if this works, so I'm going to need some help, if that's okay.
We teach you whatever you want to learn here. It's kind of our thing.
Okay, well
you should probably take rest. I suspect that some of you have used spell slots today.
Yes, we have, and I feel like we're going to need them.
Okay, well, I will see you later. I will leave you with Ellie. She will deal with this. I can have stools back, please.
Oh, yep, there you go.
And he gathers all the stools back into their little cubby. Okay, see you later, and pulls the door. It's got a little rope on the inside, so he can reach it from a bit further and pull it in.
Yeah.
And so he pulls it shut,
Oh.
and he's back in his little reading nook on his own. Right. And at that moment, Dusty, something wet and earthy kind of splats into you. Like, it was running down the hallway towards you, and then it sort of splattered into you at about tummy height. And there seems to be some student-looking people running down the hall after it.
Dusty immediately cuddles whatever it is to himself, in case it is small and afraid.
It makes little gurgling noises.
Oh, what is it?
It's sort of wet and earthy, and it's got sort of roots poking out of it, and you're pretty sure there's some earthworms in here.
Is it a living potato?
Oh, thank God you caught it. Come on, back to class, Pete. And the two students sort of hold out hands, and one of them has a net, to try and take this small, four-limbed creature.
Oh, this is fucking adorable. What is it?
Honestly, kind of an accident, yeah?
What do you mean, an accident?
We had some earth and some experimental magic, and the two maybe had a little bit of a thing, and now Pete.
Pete.
It's sort of wet and earthy.
Oh, peat's a type of soil.
I fucking love this. This is Dusty's baby now if he gets any say over it.
Oh my god. Sorry, that took me too long. I love that.
It doesn't really
Pete.
appear to have a face, but it's got 4 distinct limbs and sort of a kind of square body.
Dusty continues to cuddle Pete.
It continues to sort of gurgle and make cute noises at you.
I think it likes me.
Do you think you could bring it back to the class? We are trying to, get some language practice in.
Are you trying to learn to speak Pete, or is Pete trying to learn to speak?
Pete speaks something. We're pretty close. We're pretty sure it's a dialect of plant, but not exactly expert. But we've got notes and we're working on it. We understand hungry and play. There's a lot of those two.
Can I come with it?
Sure.
Dusty
Are
is
you
never
gonna
going
head
to
off?
put Pete down.
Oh, my Pete wants to go for a little run.
Okay, Pete can go for a little run and then come back to Dusty for more dirt friend cuddles.
Okay.
Is Dusty planning to stay here during the bomb adventure?
I didn't know you were going off for that immediately.
I thought we were having a rest.
I don't know. Oh, okay, I don't know.
I was going to go for my downtime adventures. What are you doing?
Oh,
Is this on
Downtime
time?
adventures.
Oh, I didn't know that's what this was. I don't know what's happening.
Downtime adventures.
I think Dusty just became a father.
Making
At least that's my
plans.
plan. This is my Earth child now.
Making plans, raising some children.
This is my dirt son, and I love him.
So they lead you up to a classroom, and they try to take Pete to put him in a little tank at the front of the class.
Does Pete want to go in the tank?
Pete does not appear to want to go in the tank.
Pete's not going in the tank.
They look a bit scared of you. All right. Okay. So, we've got these children's books, yeah. And we're hoping that maybe that'll be a good place to start learning the language from, because that's what children learn, yeah.
Yes.
Can I get a?
Dusty never had books as a child. He hopes that they haven't realised.
The books or? Roll me a wisdom with advantage.
9. Dusty's not very bright. I'm just very glad that Constitution's his spellcasting thing, because otherwise...
It's okay. It was a contested roll,
Yay!
and you have managed to understand some of what Pete is saying. You too now understand snack and sleep and food. There is a distinct difference, not much. There is a distinct difference between snack and food. You are starting to learn the language of plants and animals, which Pete is kind of a cross between. The lesson goes on for a while as you're picking up all these bits. The students are more than anything, just frustrated. I mean, we might as well get a fucking potato for at least that would only speak a common language of plants. Look, you two seem to be a bit inseparable right now, so if you want to take Pete for a walk, like a long walk, that's fine. If you want to do that.
Would fucking love
think
to.
anyone's gonna
Would you like that, Pete? Walkies? Go for a walk. Yeah. Go find some good dirt.
And Pete scampers off in front of you, making little squelch noises as he splats down in his little hoppity jumps.
Dusty's skin has a little peach-shaped sort of wet mark.
Yes.
Like
Yes,
little
it does.
ooze child.
A little ooze child. There you go. I invented a whole species just for Dusty.
He loves it.
Does anyone have any further plans they wish to do while still at the school?
Brilmara needs to learn dab magic stuff, but the impression I get is that probably needs to happen once the first set of magic's out the way, otherwise it's going to get very complicated. Try and learn magic and they'll be like, I don't know what's going to go and what's going to stay, and I'll come back and learn that.
I don't have any spell slots right now, I need to clear some out.
A bit that, it's like, hey, I don't know what spells I'm going to lose for certain, and as such I don't know which ones I need to relearn, or which ones I need to learn new things to replace. Brilmara's just like, I just kind of want to do the bomb thing, and then come back and learn more magic.
Okay, is everyone else up for going on a bomb-based adventure?
Yes, provided that Dusty is okay, Dee would actually try and hang around Brilmara to perfect the Brilmara impression.
Dusty seems to be having the time of his life with his new dirt son.
I suppose the one question we have is, who's going to be taking the bomb so that it doesn't look like Brilmara's bringing it? Like...
Well, I mean, it is my bomb.
Yeah, do you mind potentially being a huge target painted on your back because you've got the bomb? You okay with that?
Nah, got 2 axes on my back. They don't fucking come at me, love.
Okay, so you're okay with the possibility of the nightmare goddess just rearing her head up in your direction?
I'd probably have worse.
Okay. In that case, off we go.
Anything else you want to do before you leave? Anything you want to see if you can acquire? Anything if you want to ask around about?
I might do so when we come back, if that's okay.
Dusty doesn't have any way of toggling between being in Spider World and in Real World. Is that something like someone could scribble up a scroll for, or like have a thing for, or would that just be too much shenan?
I mean, there's students around here. You could probably ask one of them to rustle you up something fancy for that. You probably need a couple though, right? If you're going up to the thing and then back down again. Don't think they last that long, does it?
What dimension door?
Yeah, I used it to break into a bank once. That was fun.
It lasts as long as you want it to, but it's a one-way thing. So you need to use it a second time to get back out.
Right, so you're going to need it, what, 2 of those, 4 of those?
Brilmara will be good to get herself in, set off the bomb and get back out. So it's if anyone else wants to get in and out.
What about setup and stuff?
Yeah. If a couple of those would be good.
Alright.
If you can do us 4, that'd be great.
4 each or just 4 total?
If you can do each, that'd be wonderful.
I'm going to have to probably find something to trade with the students for this. Do you have any drugs? I'll be honest.
Looks to D.
Yes.
D has had drugs at some point in the past,
Oh,
right?
D has a ton. Dove leaf, and also purple worm, still, and also the bottle of brown liquor from that nightmare world. I don't know if that's anything. Also, these signed superstar plates.
I mean, that'd probably do it, yeah. Alright, yeah, okay, give me a sec. And Ellie scurries off with a big pile of drugs and some dub plates.
And we never saw Eleanor Findare again.
Well, Nomi's still there, so Pete keeps trying to chase Nomi's tiny tail. And Nomi just looks a bit world-weary. But so they're sort of, at the moment, they're just sort of running circles around Dusty.
Dusty needs to introduce Pete to Aurora.
Aw.
Are you going to do that right now?
I mean, I feel like I'm interrupting the plot to have shenanigans.
Tell me about Aurora and her interactions with Pete.
Well, I feel like Aurora is even more of a champion little shit than Pete could ever hope to be.
It's because she's got magic.
She does. And glitter. So when Pete goes back, they're just going to have to deal with that. They're never going to get the glitter out. I have a twinkly sun now.
A twinkly sun to rival the snazzy hat.
Yes. And he's just put them down, and he's using mould earth to make like little assault courses for Pete to run round on and do little jumps over little walls.
I'm now imagining, like, little stunt Pete.
Little stunt Pete, my little stunt son. And Aurora's decked it all out so that it's lots of bright colours, because kids love that.
Adorable.
Doing a tiny little fly overhead. For the grand finale, Pete has to, like, run up a big pile of rocks and then jump off. Aurora just flies and catches, glides back to Daddy Dusty, who is very proud and cuddling. And generally just not really picking up on the grimdark mood everyone else is having.
Who's
About
planning
the
to kill
whole
God?
killing a god thing. He's having a wonderful time with his son. Thanks.
Amazing. So, with all of this pet-based racetrackery, that's a word, I've decided. Helly comes back with an armful of scrolls, presents them before you. Right, I've got some of the things to get you into the ethereal plane. There's like a fireball one, and I think that, yeah, there's some stuff here. Here, have a look. And she hands you a bundle of things. I nearly forgot these. She reaches into her back pockets of her dungarees and hands you 2 bottles with rags poking out the top. Couple of old red specials.
What are those?
Not a tough cocktails. Old Red's the inventor of the old not a tough.
Nice. Brilmara looks through the various scrolls and sees that, not dimension door at all. We've got some scrolls here of plane shift.
Yeah, you're going to the ethereal plane, right?
Yeah.
That's what I said to him.
Yeah. Thank you for saving us on that one. That would be embarrassing.
Honestly, I kind of forgot what you said. I was just like, yeah, you know, they want to go to the fuzzy place with the smokiness.
That would have been embarrassing had we tried to use Dimension Door to get to the ethereal
Imagine if we'd had to
plane.
re-record all this.
Imagine if we'd had to re-record something. Yep.
1 level 4 fireball scroll.
Is Brilmara taking all these?
I'm writing it down.
Okay.
We'll spread them out. But
Okay.
1 level 4 fireball.
1 fireball.
Level 4. There's also a prestidigitation in there. It looks like they just sort of handed her generally a pile of scrolls. Most of them were what you wanted.
Good. That's good. Makes sense for plan purposes. If everyone takes 2. Does anyone particularly want fireball, prestidigitation, or enlarge reduce? Dee, do you want to have that fireball? I feel like you're the one who might need it most.
Yeah.
So you have 1 scroll of level 4 fireball.
Huzzah.
Okay.
So, you trundle off with your definitely a speaker.
Yep, definitely a speaker.
Your little caravan of 2 heading south. It's not long before you're starting to notice lots of high-rise cobalt housing. And the streets are sort of quiet and dingy. There appears to be, like, zombies collecting rubbish.
Is this good old Roybon, is it?
Not Grybon, bit quiet for that.
Zombies.
In the wind through the in the wind through the cave, you hear a shop sign, just rocking back and forth outside a tavern. There appears to be some trombone music going on in there. It's not great. And looking around, there's a very familiar. I mean, PolyArmoury's a chain, but there's something about this. It's Mordtown.
Oh!
After all this time, you're back in Mordtown.
Oh wow, it's been a while. Don't stick around here too long, they'll try and nick the thing if it looks like a speaker.
Probably, yeah.
Put that in the back of my car, it'll be amazing. Yeah.
Blow the windows out.
Gosh. It's been a while, huh?
It has been a long old time.
Yeah.
Like 36 episodes at this point.
Gosh. Brilmara's half tempted to stick a head in and be like, hello everyone, how's everyone doing? But again, feels like maybe to be done on the way back to the school when we're not transporting the big bomb.
So you pass Ganley's, past the cartone warehouse, which looks to have been set on fire at some point.
Sounds about right.
You pass the big sort of sports fields, which has SpellQuest on the far side of it.
Oh, SpellQuest!
And you head out of town. You see the turning up towards the big mansion where Gorthane lives.
Oh, so many memories.
Memories. I've forgotten most of the names of people here. But we'll edit that so it isn't obvious. Yeah, you head through Moortown. You head past Castle Twilight.
Brilmara's going through all of this just being like, when we pass back through here, you're all going to be tripping your nuts off.
Yeah. Nuts optional. Yeah, you head past Castle Twilight. It looks quite beautiful this time of night. As busy as ever. And finally, there's that sort of pressure change as you get close to Groybon. And then the cave just goes from, like, little service tunnel into huge open city.
Yeah.
It smells bad.
Oh, it's home, though.
It is home.
Mm.
And there is, in just the gold before sunset, you can see the huge crystal hanging over the centre of the city. Where are you heading?
How close can we get to the crystal out here before it's suspicious that we have a very large object we're bringing toward the crystal?
I mean, someone's probably going to take notice that you're bringing a very large object into the city. Like, because you'll have to pass a lot of people if you're getting close. If you're staying out on the outskirts, or if you're heading towards, like, the warehouse district, you might be able to get maybe a little bit closer in.
I'm trying to remember how...
The library's probably about as close as you can get. The library district, as you remember from previously, is very, very quiet. So there's a few places you can sort of pull up here. And you're relatively close. You're maybe like a 20-minute walk to the actual PolyArmoury head office.
Okay.
But yeah, like you're very, very close to the large crystal.
Okay.
Brilmara, you step in front of Ellie's cart, your cart parked up behind. You unroll the scroll in front of you and, tap the top of it. And then you tap, the other corner, because that one doesn't seem to be working. And then you flip the scroll over and you're tapping the side of that. And eventually it does flicker to life. You get all the lights flashing around the circle on it. It flashes up in a wall of light in front of you, and the portal opens in front of Ellie's cart.
Okay. We take the bomb through into the other dimension.
And so, with your plan underway to kill God, we'll see you again next time.
Oh.
You can find all about it then. Cliffhanger. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Jane. I've been the mistress of this dungeon. You can find me at streamerlinks.com/Janiac. That's JANEIAC. Nick, who plays D, can be found on Twitter, Twitch, and Stream as @TheNickFlair, that's Nick without a K, or at storieswithnick.blog, that's Nick with a K that time. Phoenix, who plays Dusty, can be found on Twitter as Phoenix2Hill, and Laura, who plays Brilmara, can be found on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, pretty much everywhere else, Instagram I think, as Laura K. Buzz. If you're interested in reading a book written by Laura and I, head on over to unbound.com/books/whale to learn about Who Hunts the Whale, a definitely satirical book about someone who gets their dream job in the video game industry but finds it's not all they'd hoped for. See you again sometime. Oh, bye!
Bye.
Bye.